Dave from Geekanoids, and this is my full review of the 2010 Apple TV. Now this is where I normally sit to do all of my TV viewing. I've got my Apple TV remote control, also got my iPod Touch with the remote software installed on it for controlling the Apple TV, and in this video I really want to just share with you my experiences over the last week or so. I wanted to give the Apple TV a good chance to see if it could replace some of the services that I subscribe to. Now I use Sky HD, so I watch a lot of TV via their services. I also go to the cinema. I also buy the odd film on iTunes and normally watch it on the iMac that I own. So really was a good chance for me to see if Apple TV would be worth the £99 that it's selling for. So without further ado, let's get on with the review. So before I show you the Apple TV interface and how the product's been working for me, I just wanted to show you where I've got the little Apple TV situated in my setup. It's just above it's my 40-inch LCD TV, and it's just sitting on my TV cabinet here. And to give you an idea of the size, here's a PS3 game, and the Apple TV, if I just slide this underneath, is actually just about the same size as the game for the PS3. And if I was to stack probably about 4 of these up on top of each other, then the dual cases would come to about the height of the Apple TV unit. Now if I just swing this round, this is one of the negative points. Now, nice tidy little unit, got big cables coming out the back, makes it look really silly, but we've got a power cable, we've got the HDMI cable and the Ethernet cable. Now I don't need to have that Ethernet cable in there because I could use the wireless N that's built into the Apple TV. But one of the negative points is the lightness of the unit. It's extremely well made and extremely solid, but if I just try and rotate that round, you can see just under the weight of the cables it's sort of spinning, and I have to fiddle with it to get it in the right position. So I really need to stick a little bit of blue tack underneath it, and then that will keep it nice and straight. So it's just sort of moving under the weight of the cable stretching behind it. So not brilliant, could do with a little bit more weight to the unit, but it does feel very solid, so don't take that as too much of a negative. So now let's move on to the user interface and how I've been using the Apple TV over the past week. So this is the main user interface that you're presented with for using the Apple TV. I'm not going to cover off every option in this video because I did do a product tour of this in a previous video on the channel. So if you want to check out all of the options, then please see that video. But in this video I just want to cover off the services I've been using and let you know whether I've been enjoying it or not. So the movies on the Apple TV, you can see I've got a selection here, top movies highlighted. I've also got these thumbnails up the top, which are the top films at the moment. Now I actually rented Kick-Ass last week. I got 48 hours to watch it from when I first started the Playback, and it cost me £4.49. Now at the time of renting it I was sure that I'd paid £3.49, but I was mistaken. I think £4.49 is a little bit too expensive. I think Apple need to get their rental costs for HD films down to round about the £2.99 mark. But that said, it would cost me a lot more for myself and my family, so there's 4 of us in total, to go and see a film at the cinema. It would cost probably round about £25, not including popcorn and drinks. The picture quality was excellent, it didn't stutter at all, and it was a very enjoyable film, and the 720p video quality was more than good enough for watching this type of movie. One thing I did find disappointing, and that is purely because the Apple TV hasn't got a hard drive built in now, is that you can't actually buy a film on the device itself. If I want to buy Kick-Ass, I think it's around about £9.99 to purchase it in the iTunes store. I have to go onto my iMac or onto my computer to make that purchase. So that's a bit of a shame. I would have liked to have been able to make the purchase on the Apple TV and for it to download it to my home shared library on my iMac. Maybe that will come in the future. Now the second menu along, the internet menu, this is probably where I spent most of my time. Now YouTube, I'm obviously a big YouTube user because I'm a YouTube partner and I publish a lot of videos to YouTube, so this is great, absolutely fantastic. I'll go into my history actually, and you can see one of the videos I was watching on the Sony A55. Let's click play and start that playing back. Now this is streaming from the internet. Nice and quick to start the playback. And as you can see, the video quality is extremely good. Really pleased with the video quality of YouTube streaming. Now I'm not going to play too much of that, other than I should say that my Sony Alpha A55 review is coming to the Geekanoids channel in probably about 2 or 3 days, so keep an eye out for that. Now go back out to this main YouTube menu. I can search, which is where that remote application on the iPhone and iPod Touch comes in handy. I go into history, top rated, most recent, most viewed, featured. If I click on my name down here, I can go into my favourites and also my subscriptions. Have a little look who I subscribe to. Oh dear, it says no content found. Now this is a continual problem that I've had with the subscriptions feature on YouTube. Apple need to sort that out because I have a lot of subscriptions and I would like to watch them. It picks up on my favourites okay. These are all of my favourites, so it certainly does a good job of picking up on those. And let's just play a little one back here. I've got a review of my iPhone app. This is actually done by Super Technoboff, who's the developer of the iPhone app. Well worth watching. Gives you a look at all of the features of my application.
And I'm here with a review of one of my new applications called Geekanoids. This is version 1.0. And it's just been made available on the App Store today. So let's go ahead and jump into the application.
So there we go, it gives you an idea of the quality of the playback. I should also mention that version 1.2 of the Geekanoids app is coming out very soon. Let's go back one more step and we go back out to the Internet tab. Podcasts is probably somewhere where I've spent a lot of time over the past week. Absolutely superb, like this a lot. If I go into top podcasts and then I can scroll through new and noteworthy. HD favourites, we've got things like Geekbeat TV, Dignation, Techzilla, TED Talks, CNET, Dignation. One of my favourite shows, watch it a lot, and great that I can now watch this on my Apple TV. Now this could contain some swearing, so I have set parental controls up. You can do this for various content, so I do have to enter in my passcode. Once that passcode's accepted, it starts streaming the footage. Extremely good quality again.
Lucha Libre, grab your mask and get directly into the ring with Los Heroes of Lucha Libre.
We can fast forward, of course. Absolutely superb. Really nice that I can now watch this on my TV because I enjoy this sort of footage a lot. Very entertaining. So let's pause that. There's Alex and Kevin, and go back out to the menu that I was in for podcasts. And if I scroll down again, plenty of different programming that I can select. So I've spent a long time in the podcast section of the Apple TV. Mobile Me, I haven't really touched on. Flickr, absolutely rubbish. Because they haven't added in any really good functionality into the Apple TV's Flickr client. They need to improve it a lot and get it working a lot better than it is already. And radio's the last option there. Now we're going to go across to computers, and you can see it's coming up here, Dave's iTunes. Now one of the negative points is that for access to your iTunes on your computer, you not only have to have your computer switched on, which sort of makes sense, I don't mind that, but you have to have iTunes running. I think they should make it that it can just recognise what's in your iTunes library without the actual application having to be running on your computer. But from here you can access your music, movies, TV shows, podcasts, iTunes U and photos. TV shows, here's a couple that I downloaded on my iMac, and I can have a look perhaps at iLife. And again, you can purchase complete TV shows or samplers. This is one of the samplers, really good quality. And again, you can purchase complete films in either standard definition or high definition, and then watch them streaming from your Mac onto your Apple TV. Let's go back, and another use that I've found really good is obviously the movies. Here I've got all of the DVDs of my Simpsons and also some Family Guys on my iMac, and I can actually play these back on the big screen instead of having to sit in front of the computer. Let's choose Shutter Island, for example, and we're going to start it from the beginning. Not going to play too much of this for copyright reasons, but give you an idea of the quality of the playback. Very clear picture. This was actually transferred across from the DVD and then encoded using Handbrake, using the standard Apple TV settings. I'm sure that Handbrake will be working on some sort of slightly better or tweaked settings for the Apple TV too, but for now, really, really good quality. So that's been my main uses of the Apple TV since I've had it. I think it is a very good system. I'm just hoping that over the next few months Apple will introduce something like Netflix to the UK, where I can subscribe and get all of the movies I want for a fixed monthly fee. It's a good purchase though. The Apple TV is only £99 and I really enjoying it and can highly recommend it. Just wanted to give a quick shout out about the Geekanoids iPhone application. It's available free of charge in the iTunes App Store, works on both the iPhone and the iPod Touch, and gives you access to all of my video reviews, all of my news updates, as well as some extra goodies thrown in there too. So please pop onto the App Store and search for Geekanoids and download it to your iPhone or iPod Touch. This video review is sponsored by EasyDraw, making drawing fun on Mac OS X.